All right, we're jumping right in with the self-reflection this morning. So for the self-reflection, you need to make sure your name is on this since you're turning it in to me. You need to make sure that you have your grade, 8A, 8B, 6A, 6B, 7A, 7B. If you don't know, ask the person beside you. All right, I circled this one because this is important. If you did not bring a can, you may not circle this one. Right here, the first part of the rubric, I created a soup can using 3D cylinder shape, or I brought my own can. If you didn't bring it, you cannot circle that one. If you did bring it, that's where you begin. You read the other two. I attempted to draw. I did not attempt to draw. Basically, if you turned something in and we taped it into a can shape, you're good right here. All right, I filled the background space using a symbol that tied into my soup flavor. My symbol represents my flavor and is drawn around the soup can. All right, so what that means is there is my logo, that is my emblem, and it ties into the name of my soup, Llama Spit Soup, and there's a llama. So that is what we're looking for here. I filled the background space using a symbol that tied my soup flavor into the picture. My symbol represents my flavor and is drawn around. My symbol somewhat represents the soup flavor and is drawn around. I do not have a symbol. Okay, which one are you? The artwork is balanced. My artwork is completely balanced. My artwork is somewhat but not completely balanced. The background is not balanced. That means that you are not floating in space. My llama may not have a scene of trees in a field, but he's not floating on a can. He's on a background of lavender. So balance means that you have an emblem or a logo, and it is surrounded by something, color or design. I used my tools and supplies appropriately right where my finger is. I made some error using my tools and supplies. Did you use your ruler correctly? Did your can measure? Was it too short? That is all about measurements, drawing those lines. I did not use tools and supplies appropriately. Did you even try to use a ruler? Okay, be honest right here, because truth is I already know, but you're grading yourself. But I already know. All right, my artwork is neat, and I am proud of my finished work. That is your opinion. Somebody besides you, you might not like theirs, but it might be their absolute best, so keep your opinion to yourself unless asked. My artwork is somewhat neat, but there are some areas that need work. If you're really honest with yourself, then you'll know if you can improve or not. I think almost all of us can improve on almost everything. My artwork is sloppy and looks like I rushed to finish. Once again, I know. I know who waited to the last class to throw this together. And it shows. Okay, the two questions at the bottom must be answered. What is something new you learned during this project? Anything. Do you feel your artwork was successful? It's not just yes or no. It's why or why not. I feel like mine was successful because my entire can is colored, colorful. I did my directions. I did some little tagline there. I did some nutritional value. I have a UPC. I have a logo, a picture, and I feel like if somebody walks by the cabinet, they're going to notice mine. So that would be my yes and why I feel like it was successful. We're only going to take about 7 minutes to do this. I have talked enough. Score your can. Turn this in to me. I do not want the whole packet. Gently take this off the back. Turn this in to me, and then we'll get started on portraits. All right, congratulations. First project is done. The project is in the case in front of the art room. It has been receiving so many compliments. The school is loving it. They're so impressed with your work. That is exciting. Second project coming your way, portraits. Now, there's a lot of different styles of portraits. I am not very well drawn with the realistic style, so I am more into the abstract / fun / cartooning style portraits. So we have several different artists that we're going to look at. Sandra Salzberg, Picasso, Romero Brito, Modigliani. There's all kinds of different portraits that we are going to examine and investigate for you to choose your final style to create your masterpiece. Now, before we get started with that, our finished project, we're going to have some different little exercises to work on. Okay, each one of you will receive your very own stapled set that has some instructions and a template on the front side. So we will be reading these instructions together, and then we will be completing the front template according to the instructions. With that, we have a stapled packet booklet that is in the binder on the table. It has certain features. There's the mouth examples, eye examples, and nose examples. So when you do your face without the template, when you draw your own, you will have different guides to go by for examples. Now, before we do our own face, after we divide it up to see what features go in what part of the face according to proportions and measurements, then we will have some quick videos on how to draw different eyes and how to draw some simple nose features. And you're going to be absolutely amazed at how what you did as a pre-masterpiece portrait looks like by the end of this week. So this is going to be really exciting. And trust me, I am going to learn just as much as you do, because this is not my strongest drawing talent. So let's get ready to start on these projects. Now, there is also a rubric that goes with this as well. And there's a check sheet. Shaky camera, so sorry. There's a check sheet that has pupils, cornea outline, nose, mouth shading. Alrighty, here's the first part of our portrait lesson. This is on the second page of that little stapled guide that has the face template on the front, and then on the inside some instructions. I have it blown up so I can actually see it. Alright, so if we read the instructions, this is about a Mary Cassatt is the artist that this was Meet the Masters. In order to paint such beautiful portraits, Mary Cassatt had to study the features of the face. Follow the directions and you will learn some of her secrets. Lightly sketch a guideline down the center of the oval shape in the frame below. So eyeball it, eyeball the center, and lightly draw a line. Not heavy. Is mine perfect? No, it's not perfect. We are guesstimating. Divide it in half. Okay. Lightly sketch a guideline down the center of the oval shape in the frame below. Divide it in half for the eye line. So you're going to take that circle and your oval, excuse me, you're going to divide that in half. Okay? Now, divide it in half again for the nose line. So forget about this section. We're dividing this bottom part in half again. So from here to here. I'd say that's about half again. All right, and then it says divide it in half again for the mouth line. So we're not interested in this top part. We're looking from here to here, and we're dividing that in half again. All right? So that is how to proportionately divide up a face for the features. Then you'll see over here on the side, draw the eyes centered on the eye line. There you go. Draw a hint of a nose on the nose line. Draw a mouth on the mouth line. So take just a few minutes and do your best. Do your best, that's all we're asking, and we'll be right back together in just a second. All right, so that's all that we're looking at doing right now. We're not doing a beautiful face. We are looking at placement, proportion. Where do things go? Yes, that looks absolutely crazy, but that's exactly what they asked me to do. They asked me to draw the eyes centered on the eye line. They asked me to draw a hint of a nose on the nose line. They asked me to draw a mouth on the mouth line. So that's it. That's all we needed to do. Now on this other side that looks more like a real face, and we're going to do the exact same thing as we did on this side. Now, all I'm saying is draw lightly so that you can erase those guidelines. Draw lightly so we can erase those guidelines. All right, be right back. All right, so I have divided mine up. I know that I'm glad I used my draw light theory because I did have to erase some. But I have my eye line. And how did I know exactly where to put it? Because if my eyes were right here, then I had glasses, it would go above my ears. If I almost put them up here, but my eyeglasses would not go behind my ears. So think logically as you do this. All right, so then we're going to need to put our eyes and our nose and our mouth just like we did on this side over here. And you can put a little bit more thought into it than we did here on this first proportion for the face. Just take your time and do some eyes. You can go back and look at these again to give you some ideas. And after we get this done, we're going to get a piece of paper and practice drawing some of these features so that you will be ready to do them on another face.